What if the biggest mistake you could make with a dividend ETF like SCHD is focusing too much on the dividend itself? Because over 20 years, the cash you receive every quarter may matter far less than what happens when you immediately put those dividends back to work. Here's the surprising part. If you invest $10,000 and consistently reinvest every SCHD dividend, the difference between spending those dividends and compounding them could potentially become tens of thousands of dollars, or even much more depending on future returns. In this video, we are going to break down what could happen when you reinvest SCHD dividends for 20 years, how the compounding process actually works, and why the strategy may be more powerful than simply chasing the highest dividend yield. And before we get into the numbers, subscribe to the channel for more ETF and investing strategies. Like this video if you enjoy this type of analysis. And let me know in the comments, are you currently reinvesting your SCHD dividends or taking the cash? This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. The power of reinvestment. SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, is designed around U.S. companies with strong dividend characteristics and a rules-based screening process. But the key idea in this video is not simply that SCHD pays dividends. It is what happens when those dividends buy additional shares. Imagine you own 100 shares of SCHD. The ETF pays a dividend, and instead of transferring that cash to your bank account and spending it, you use it to purchase more SCHD shares. Now you might own 101 shares. The next dividend is then paid on 101 shares instead of 100. Those additional shares can produce additional dividends, which can potentially purchase even more shares. That is the compounding loop. And the longer you allow that loop to continue, the more important it can become. SCHD also has a relatively low expense ratio of 0.06%, meaning that for every $10,000 invested, the annual fund expense is approximately $6 before considering other factors affecting returns. That low cost matters because investing is already a long-term compounding process. Every dollar lost to unnecessary fees is a dollar that is no longer available to compound. A 20-year hypothetical example. Let's look at a simple hypothetical example. Suppose you invest $10,000 into SCHD and achieve an average total return of 8% per year over 20 years. This is only an illustration. Future returns are not guaranteed, and SCHD's actual performance could be significantly higher or lower. At an 8% annualized return, $10,000 compounded for 20 years could grow to approximately $46,600. Now, let's add something important. That total return assumes the dividends remain invested and continue participating in the compounding process. If instead you continually remove and spend the dividend income, your investment may not experience the same level of compounding. This is where many investors underestimate the impact of dividends. They see a quarterly payment and think, great, I made some income, but a long-term investor might see that same dividend and think, this dividend just bought me more ownership. That is a completely different mindset. The first approach focuses on current income. The second focuses on building a larger future asset. And over 20 years, that difference can become substantial. If you're finding this breakdown useful, hit the like button and share this video with someone who thinks dividends are only useful once you're retired. The secret is not just the yield. Here's where things get more interesting. Many investors make the mistake of comparing dividend ETFs based almost entirely on yield. They ask, which ETF pays the highest dividend? But a higher yield does not automatically mean a better 20-year investment. What matters is the combination of dividend income, dividend growth, share price performance, reinvestment, fees, taxes, and most importantly, time. A 3% or 4% yield that grows over time and is consistently reinvested could potentially produce a very different outcome from a higher yield investment with little or no growth. This is one reason SCHD can be interesting for long-term investors. The strategy is not necessarily about collecting the largest dividend payment today. It can be about owning companies capable of generating cash, paying dividends, and potentially increasing those payments over time. When those dividends are reinvested, the investor is effectively using the portfolio's cash distributions to increase ownership automatically. And that can create a powerful snowball effect. At first, the snowball may feel disappointingly small. Your first few years of reinvested dividends might only buy a handful of additional shares. But after a decade, you potentially have more shares generating more dividends. Then, those dividends buy even more shares. The most powerful years of compounding often come later, not at the beginning. The 10-year trap. This brings us to an important perspective. Many investors look at a portfolio after 3, 5, or even 10 years and wonder why the results do not look life-changing. But compounding is not linear. The growth in year 20 is not the same as the growth in year 1 because by then, you are potentially earning returns on a much larger base. For example, at an 8% hypothetical annual return, the first $10,000 takes 20 years to grow to roughly $600. But the growth becomes increasingly powerful as the portfolio expands. That is why consistency can be more important than constantly searching for the perfect ETF. Imagine investing regularly into SCHD while reinvesting every dividend. You are adding your own capital. SCHD distributions are potentially adding more capital, and the entire portfolio has more money working over time. That creates what I call the three-engine compounding strategy. Engine number 1, your contributions. Engine number 2, reinvested dividends. Engine number 3, potential long-term capital appreciation. When all three engines are working together, the portfolio may compound much faster than investors expect. The risk most investors ignore. But there is another side to this strategy. Reinvesting dividends does not eliminate risk. SCHD can decline in value. Dividend payments can change. The companies held inside the ETF can experience business challenges, and future returns may not resemble historical returns. That means automatically reinvesting dividends during a market decline can actually feel uncomfortable. But there is a hidden advantage. When prices are lower, the same dividend payment may purchase more shares. When prices are higher, that same dividend buys fewer shares. This means dividend reinvestment naturally creates a form of automatic accumulation over time. You are not trying to guess the perfect moment to invest. You are continuously converting distributions into additional ownership. Of course, investors should still consider diversification. SCHD may be a strong component of a portfolio, but relying entirely on one ETF can create concentration risks. That is why some investors combine SCHD with a growth-focused ETF, a broad market ETF, or international exposure, depending on their goals and risk tolerance. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you rather own SCHD by itself for 20 years, or combine it with a growth ETF like SCHG? Drop your strategy in the comments below. So, what happens when you reinvest SCHD dividends for 20 years? You turn dividend payments from something you consume today into something that may build a larger ownership position for tomorrow. The real power is not necessarily in one quarterly dividend. It is in the thousands of small decisions to let that money continue working. A $10,000 investment does not magically become a fortune overnight. But add time, consistent contributions, dividend reinvestment, low costs, and disciplined investing, and the results can become dramatically different from simply taking the cash and starting over every quarter. The biggest takeaway is simple. Don't just ask how much income your portfolio can pay you today. Ask how much ownership that income can help you build over the next 20 years. Sissy says that shift in thinking could completely change how you view dividend investing. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe for more videos about SCHD, SCHG, dividend ETFs, and long-term wealth building strategies. Like the video if you want more 20-year investing breakdowns, share it with another investor, and comment below with the amount you would invest in SCHD and whether you would reinvest every dividend. Because sometimes the most powerful investment decision is not finding a new stock. It is simply giving your existing investment enough time to compound. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.